You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided for you. Do you understand the rights I have just read you? With these rights in mind, do you wish to speak to me? How many of you have watched a police show on television?
I have.
I am sure you have heard the words that I have just read to you many times. It's called the Miranda warnings. Do you know why they need to read those words to people who are being arrested? Tommy?
So you know your rights?
What rights should you know?
I don't know.
Let's go back and start at the beginning. The Miranda warning is actually named after the criminal who challenged his arrest all the way to the United States Supreme Court.
What are you talking about, teacher? It is named after a criminal? That's crazy.
The Fifth Amendment. No person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime unless on a presentment or indictment of a grand jury, except in cases arising in the land or naval forces or in the militia, when in actual service in time of war or public danger, nor shall any person be subject for the same offense to be twice put in jeopardy of life and limb, nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself, nor be deprived of liberty, life, or property without due process of law, nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation. The Sixth Amendment. In all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy and public trial by an impartial jury of the state and district wherein the crime shall have been committed, which district shall have been previously ascertained by law, and to be informed of the nature and cause of the accusation, to be confronted with the witnesses against him, to have compulsory process for obtaining witnesses in his favor, and to have the assistance of counsel for his defense.
So that means we don't have to tell the cops anything?
No, Matthew, you're still required to give them your name, address, and age.
Yeah.
And if they don't read you the warning, you can say anything that you want?
They will not be able to use what you say in court. Haven't you ever heard of someone getting off on a technicality? That means that the police didn't follow the necessary procedures to protect the suspect's rights, and that includes failure to give the Miranda warning.
Oh. What if you start talking to the police but want to stop?
At any time during the questioning, you can choose to invoke your Fifth Amendment right to stop talking, or your Sixth Amendment right to request an attorney. The questioning must stop immediately.
Okay.
What if the police haven't arrested you but are just questioning you, like in a friendly way?
That's a great question, Lizzie. If you have not been formally arrested, the police do not have to read your Miranda rights and can use anything you say against you.
What if you don't speak English?
Then a translation has to be provided to you. After hearing your rights, you have to tell them that you understand the rights that have been read to you. Before the Miranda warning became law of the law of the land, suspects could be questioned against their will, or as long as it took to get a confession.
But why are we worried about the rights of criminals?
Because until a person is convicted, they are only a suspect. Innocent people are arrested all the time. If they were forced to confess, then there would not be justice, but injustice. The true criminal would not be caught, and someone else would go to jail for the crime. Now, I'm sure that none of you will ever need to use this information, but we all should understand our rights.
Yeah. Let's go get some lunch. Yeah, let's go.